Knee Creek, December 29th, 1890, saturates the history pages with the Lakota people's blood. A day cementing the continental American empire was here to stay, and effectively marking the end to hundreds of years of Native American resistance against European settlement. What could spark such a brutal battle and massive loss of life, one might ask? Well, you'll find your answer at the bottom of a never-ending abyss called desperation. By 1890, the Lakota people were experiencing some of the worst living conditions they had ever known. Their land seized, their main food source, the buffalo, almost extinct, and U.S. promised rations not coming to fruition. The Sioux fell back on what they felt was the only thing they had left, religion and spirituality. A ritual dubbed the Ghost Dance began being performed across the Sioux tribes, believing this would rid them of the settlers, bring back the buffalo, and resurrect their fallen ancestors. The U.S., fearing this was the beginning of a new rebellious insurgency, ordered the arrest of integral Sioux leaders. This would lead to the untimely death of Chief Sitting Bull when he was killed on December 15, 1890. Upon hearing the news of Sitting Bull's death, fearsome leader Chief Spotted Elk, a.k.a. Bigfoot, gathered a band of Minneconjou Lakota and fled southward towards the Pine Ridge Reservation, suspecting more of his people would be killed. They would, unfortunately, not make the voyage. They were intercepted without incident by the U.S. 7th Cavalry and rerouted back to a desolate campsite at Wounded Knee Creek. The next morning, after the situation seemed to have been under control, the 7th Cavalry would attempt to peacefully disarm Bigfoot and his people. And this is when the massacre, as we know it today, unfolded. A misunderstanding ensued from a deaf Lakota man that went by Black Coyote. He wasn't informed they were being disarmed and wouldn't surrender his rifle to the soldiers. A scuffle took place. The rifle went off in the struggle, and all hell broke loose.
They're firing on us! Hold the line!
It was believed one of the soldiers screamed out before a volley of indiscriminate and overwhelming firepower poured over the campsite. 4 Hotchkiss light artillery cannons ripped into the surrounding tents, many full of non-combatant elders and children. The Lakota attempted to put up a fight, but they were outgunned and outmanned. When the smoke cleared, an estimated 200 to 300 Lakota lay dead. Many had fled during the chaos and were tracked down miles from the camp to be executed. The 7th Cavalry sustained 25 casualties. Following the massacre, an unrelenting blizzard fell over the land of Wounded Knee Creek, and the 7th Cavalry took refuge until it subsided. Many days later, a burial party was sent out to assess the aftermath and gather the bodies in the snow. Many were frozen solid. Others were buried too deep in the snow, left to be eaten by the wildlife when it thawed. Bodies were thrown into wheelbarrows by the dozen and buried in a singular mass grave. And so we come to the end of another gruesome tale. Time is littered with the fallen, so that we may hopefully learn from those events and bring peace. Until next time, folks.